Chapter 6. A busy garage is a lot like a busy kitchen. A bunch of sweaty guys run around, working as fast as they can to keep up with the work orders, while the managers yell out commands. The only difference is that instead of grease, there is grease. Dylan goes in through an open bay door to see the organized chaos. One of the mechanics notices Dylan. "Hey kid, the service desk is up front." "I'm looking for..." Dylan stops when he sees a greasy, middle-aged man coming out from under a lifted car, Rebecca's uncle, Roger. Roger stops what he's doing when he notices Dylan. He grabs a nearby rag and wipes his hands as he greets Dylan. "Hey Dylan, what's going on?" "I was wondering if you had any work for me." This is not the kind of work Dylan has ever done, and it shows. His soft, uncalloused hands and clean fingernails stand out in the garage. The other mechanics notice their exchange from under cars and behind wheel balancers. To them, he looks like a prim and proper princess. "Yeah, it's tough work. Do you think you're up for it?" Roger knows the work will be hard, but it will be nothing compared to how the guys treat him until his calluses grow so thick that he can grab hot brake calipers without much notice. "I will do my best." He looks around the shop, seeing heads poking out, judging him. After a few hours, he starts getting the hang of it. It only took a few minutes to learn not to touch anybody's tools. He only made one joke about them being so anal about their strap-on before he learned his crowd. After about 30 minutes, he became their gopher, running around getting jugs of oil and pulling cars in and out of bays. Dylan pulls a Hyundai out of the garage, trying to be as gentle as he can with it. He has never driven one, but he has heard about their engines, and he did not want to be in the driver's seat when the motor blew from leftover factory metal shavings. Roger is walking back to the shop after writing down a VIN from a car in the parking lot when he notices Dylan and flags him down. "There is a black Lexus in parking spot 2. Can you pull it in next?" "Yes, sir." He parks the car and wipes down the steering wheel. He looks around the car to make sure one of the monkeys hasn't smeared oil somewhere or left a 10mm socket in the cup holder. He hops out of the car and goes to spot 2. As he opens the door, he is met with the barrel of a revolver in his face. A voice from the other end of the gun demands, "Get in." Dylan hesitantly gets into the car. Joe is in the passenger seat. Once Dylan closes the door, Joe lowers his gun. "Drive." "I don't want to be a part of this." Sometimes you would think certain things would scare you to death, but when you actually experience them, it just pisses you off, like having a gun pointed in your face. Joe pushes the gun to Dylan's head, making him give in to Joe's command. "All right, fine. Fuck. Where are we going?" "Just go." Dylan drives out of the parking lot. Confident that Dylan will do as he says, Joe unloads his gun and starts cleaning it. "Take a right. Thought you needed a chaperone. Keep you from doing something stupid again. Left at the light." "How did you know where I was?" Joe does not answer. He's focused on his gun. Dylan can smell the freshly burned gunpowder on it. "Right at the second light," Joe demands. Dylan pulls out his phone. "Did you track this?" "You should really try out college with that brain." Dylan throws the phone on the dashboard. Joe immediately smacks Dylan with the unloaded gun on his cheek. Shocked, Dylan grabs the phone and puts it in his pocket. Dylan sits there, angry, for a moment. "Why are you doing this?" Such a cliché question, but it always slips out in these situations. You have other things on your mind besides how to ask an original question. "Doing what?" "We are taking girls, aren't we?" "Keep going straight. Why do you do it?" Dylan keeps his eyes on the road, not answering Joe. "Maybe I do it for the same reason. Maybe my mommy is sick too." "Never mind. I will tell you. Everyone thinks we are monsters. Everyone thinks this whole thing would disappear if we were not here. We are only here because there is a demand for it. We are not the monsters. If we were not here, someone else would be. Taking a slice of my pie." Joe looks out the window with a smirk on his face as he thinks, "Pull into that parking lot up there." An old apartment complex that used to be a cheap motel in the 90s. After too many arrests were made in the motel for drug distribution, The public started to catch on that it was not the resort that they promoted as a tropical getaway. The owner filed for bankruptcy and moved away, or at least that is what the papers said. Nobody knows for sure. Well, someone does. But he most likely has found a shallow grave in the woods, finally doing something good by feeding the forest critters. Dylan finds an empty parking spot next to a car on jack stands. The car's owner was trying to save a few bucks and change the brake calipers on his own. That was at least 3 months ago. The pollen from the summer has dried to the paint, permanently changing the color to that gross baby poop green-yellow color. Joe finishes cleaning his gun and loads it again. He opens the glove box, pulls out a few extra bullets, puts them in his jacket pocket, and then holsters his weapon. What a place, huh? He gets out of the car. Dylan stays in his seat. Joe leans back into the car. I'm gonna need you, and I need the keys. Dylan reluctantly gets out of the car and hands Joe the keys. The two stand at one of the motel doors on the second floor. Neither of them mentioned it, but they were both trying to figure out which smell was the strongest. Weed, cigarette smoke, body odor, trash, or that mildew smell that kind of smells good and reminds you of Grandma's house. The door jamb is almost black in spots from so many people going in and out without any touch-ups. Dylan is anxious, not knowing what will be on the other side of the door. Knock, knock. Joe bangs on the door. Lighten up, kid, and stay cool. Don't do anything stupid. Joe shows Dylan his gun and laughs. The door opens, revealing Mac. He looks around 20, maybe 30. The years of using have aged him much faster. He is sober, but you would not know by how nervous he is acting. Hey, I'm not sure about... Joe pushes past Mac, and Dylan follows. As Dylan crosses the threshold, he is hit with a wall of smell. The mixture of odors brings water to his eyes. It almost smells like corn, that weird mixture of weed, alcohol, and sweat that is always strong at the end of a music festival. Another man is standing in the kitchen, which is separated from the living room with a counter and cabinets hanging from the ceiling. He is obviously Mac's older brother. Taller, more muscular, fewer teeth. He seems to be beating Mac at everything. Between him and Dylan is a living room full of the remnants of a good night. Don't pussy out, Mac, the man tells his brother. Joe goes to the center of the room like he has been there 1,000 times. Dylan slips to the side, trying to stay out of the way. I just think we have other options, Terry, Mac tells his brother. Terry snaps back. This what's happening? Mac rushes to the coffee table, frantically digging through the trash in a panic. I can't do this. I need a hit. He throws trash behind him in his frenzy. Overwhelmed, he begins to cry as he continues to search. We out, bro. We need these guys. No. There was some here last night. Where is it? It's gone. Did you use it, Terry? That was mine. Mac lunges at Terry. They fall to the ground and scuffle. Joe looks at Dylan, amused. Can you believe this? Dylan backs into the wall, scared of getting involved. Joe grabs Mac and pulls him off of Terry. Where is she? Terry backs away unfazed by Mac. She in the room sleepin'. Joe still has a hold of Mac, trying to hold him till he calms down. Mac is still full of fire and nearly pulls himself out of his shirt to get away from Joe. Calm down, dude, Joe tells him. Mac does not seem to hear a word. Joe throws him against the wall, trying to knock some sense into him. Joe nods to Dylan to follow him. Joe digs into his pocket, pulls out a small vial of crack, and gives it to Mac. On the house. Mac is disgusted by the vial. What is this shit? I ain't no nigger. Are you complaining about free? Joe spits back. Mac grabs the drug and goes to the couch, still sniffling. Joe opens the door to her room, and Dylan and Terry follow. Her room is small, slightly bigger than a walk-in closet. It is completely empty except for an old, lumpy mattress in the middle of the floor that she is sleeping on. The walls are bare except for garbage bags over the only window in the room. There are a couple of holes in the walls from nights that got a little out of hand. Callie, a sweet and shy 15-year-old, shifts in the bed without waking up. She has slept through worse with her roommates and their friends. Dylan sees her and is shocked at how young she looks. How do you know her? Lil Sis, Terry answers. Dylan is filled with anger but holds it back. Joe leans down to her and nudges her. Hey, Callie. Callie slowly wakes up. Who are you? My name is Joe. I am a friend of Terry's. Oh, why are you here? Your brothers here are worried for you. They know they have not made a good environment for you. They asked me to take care of you for a little while so they can clean up some. Is that okay with you? What? No, I want to stay with them. Joe looks down and notices Callie's tattered clothes. Your shirt has a hole in it. How about this? I will take you to the mall and we can get you all new clothes. Yeah? She sits up with a bit of excitement in her eyes. Yeah, all of your friends will be so jealous of you. Callie looks to Terry for approval. You think this is best? We are going to get better, but till then, you shouldn't be round our friends or us. It won't be long. Promise. Terry answers. Callie hesitates as she thinks it over. Okay. Joe stands up and offers his hand to help her up. Let's get you some nice clothes. After Callie gets out of bed, Joe asks Dylan, Can you take her to the car? Dylan escorts Callie out of the room. As he walks past Terry, Terry grabs a full gym bag and hands it to Dylan. Her stuff. As Dylan walks Callie out, he passes Mac, who is high on the couch but obviously upset. After Dylan leaves, Joe pulls out a thick envelope and hands it to Terry.